The Trump Card Authority has tense it is no a sanctions regime listing. But the paper reads love as someone's who of the top echelons of Russki policy and industry. It includes upper ranking by the government officials and 96 oligarchs in a net cost of $1 trillion or more than. CAATSA, gone in a presidential veto-proof most by convention in deceased July, is intended in portion to penalize Russia for estimated intervention in the 2016 U.S. president poll. And the as-called oligarchs listing, authorized by the law, has already shipped ripples of concern via Russia's industry elitists. In deceased December, Russki CEO Vladimir Putin met in oligarchs, the other such a meet with the passageway of the act. The Kremlin set out measures to assure concerned Russki industry figures, consisting by the government ties expressed in overseas exchange to promote the back of Russki equity of offshore. Same White's building has signaled it has no plans to use the listing, yet, as we include seen previous, if convention wants to click it they can, told Chris Weaver, elder affiliate at Macro Command Advisory Limited. In comparison with the Oscars, such on the listing will expect their behalf is not painted out of any envelopes, always. The listing crushed downward in few wide categories, friends of Putin titans of production. The listing as well includes Russki tycoons such as Oleg Deripaska, seen as a Kremlin loyalist. Deripaska, who done his luck in aluminium and some consumer goods, has painted study for his associate in ex-Trump card campaigning President Gender Manafort. Some rich Russians who done their fortunes in the boomers and bust year of the 1990s are on the listing, consisting Petr Avin and Mikhail Friedman, the co-founders of Alpha Banking. They include sued for libel above the publishing of the Trump card file drawn up by Michael the ex-UK spy Christopher Steele, that names Alpha Banking in connect in estimated Russki by the government efforts to impact the 2016 poll. Heads of country-owned firms. The Exchequer Division paper inclusive parastatal firms how include their origins in the ex-Soviets Association's centralized plan economics. Onto the paper, such a company's expense for a tertiary of all jobs in Russia and 70% of the nation's total national food. The listing includes the heads of Russia's visible country-owned oil and gas companies, consisting Igor Sakhin, the chief of country-run Rosneft, and Alexei Milling machine operator, the vice president and president of the control board at Gazprom. It as well includes Sergei Chemezov, the chief of Rostec, a country industry keeping business how includes big segments of Russia's weapons segment. Celeb tycoons and sport owners. The listing includes few Russki businessmen who are top named as owners of or interested parties in main sport teams. They involve ancient Roman Abramovich, the proprietor of Chelsea Soccer Clubhouse in London, Mikhail Prokhorov, a former Russki president applicant who owns the Brooklyn Nets, and Alisher Usmanov, a stockholder in London's Stockpile Soccer Clubhouse. Usmanov is a metals and communication magnate. He has as well clashed in Russki against corruption campaign participant and opposition lead Alexei Bulk. The listing as well includes Oleg Tinkov, a colorful and candid businessman who done his luck in brewery and some enterprises and now owns an web banking, Tinkoff Banking. More than study for Russki business community. The US by the government and Europe Association include already located lot of the individuals mentioned on factual sanctions regime inclusive in answer to Russia's accession of Crimean Peninsula in 2014. West sanctions regime include shipped a cool via the Russki economics, drive off overseas invest and manufacturing it stronger for Russki business community to tap letter of credit. In a document published in November, researchers at the Atlantic Justice, a Washington-based believe pot, told CAATSA could potential outdoor up Russki industry interests to more study. The paper, the authors told, may subject them to enlarged study and capacity activity by such U.S. by the government institutions enhancing U.S. laws and regulation for sanctions regime, such as measures versus cash money laundering and some finance misconduct, for example, Exchequer's Finance Activity Problem Strength, FATF, and the Finance Crimes Coercion Web, FinCEN, amongst other. How trial could in rotate conduct to next actions to freeze over the holdings of pervert individuals or, at the law spot, legislative processes to back bad-gotten holdings to the Russki human beings. And the listing done social Monday is not all. On to the Exchequer Division, a confidential release of the paper may involve some names.